It's up, it's good, and the Lions lead 7-0.
Makes the score Lions 7, Vikings nothing.
After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Now Cousins. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. Tight end Irv Smith, the intended receiver, but it'll be 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Throwing, Cousins. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. And he finally goes down at the 23-yard line. Cousins finding Diggs on a big one, 52 yards. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone.
1st and 10 at the 23-yard line.
Check. Black. 300. Check. No.
Cousins. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked by Tracy Walker. And this one will be brought back to the 22. It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the 1st half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their efforts to make him even more frustrated. He's got to gather himself, compose himself, and keep fighting.
Well, he talked a lot about erasing that loss last week, getting back in the win column. We'll see how he responds.
Johnson. Out of bounds at the 29-yard line. It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 8.
Able to get 7 on that 1st down pass play. 2nd and 3. From the gun, a run for Johnson. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. On the ground, this is Johnson. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. Now they're making a real first-quarter statement with a run game, no doubt.
For those who remember old-school football, running it, establishing things, seeing backs find holes, get through them, they've got to like what they're seeing from this unit so far. Right now, they've decided to, as you've said, establish the run game, and they've been successful doing it.
On 2nd and 1, Driscoll. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Everson Griffin has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down. They'll set up to throw. Looking downfield for Jones. And it falls incomplete after almost being intercepted. A pick there would have been great. The good news for the defense now, it's 4th down. On 4th down, here's Sam Martin on to kick it away. Marcus Sherrill's back deep for Minnesota. He punted 5 times in the win last week as this one's away. This is taken around the 12. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Cousins now from the 50. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked by Kevon Seymour. 20. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Lions touchdown. And this defense looking like they have come to play the pick six, and just like that, it's 13-0 early on.
Well, go back with me to our training camp visits. What do we hear during these drills? Pass. Ball's in the air.
And then my favorite.
Oski. That's the interception. That means everybody finds someone to block them legally, stay on your feet, and they get it done. Touchdown.
Prater for the extra point, and it's now 14-0. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at the 21-yard line.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Cousins gives way to Cook. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
I got truth this side. We got
on 3rd down, Cousins. Open man as Thielen is complete. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. Give him 18 there and give the Vikings a first down.
First and 10 at the 39-yard line.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Coming, baby. I'm coming, baby. Woo! Hey, yo. Jim, pilot, 64, weak. 53 is the mic. You ain't got nothing. Deuce. Check, say. Hey, can. Kill. Wide.
Cousins. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Well, it doesn't take any great analysis. No jokes, partner, okay? All right, on this one. But we just know that we're going to see this as the game moves forward. There's going to be 2 guys on him on just about every snap.
It's kind of a dare to throw his way, but they have to keep throwing his way.
The benefits could be great. You throw it to a great receiver, he could come down with it anyway.
He's got a first down and then some at midfield. And finally down at the 36-yard line. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
I have to admit I'm excited by that play call and the end result, because this is a team that's down big early in the first quarter, And a lot of teams will just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing the ball all over the place. It's way too early for that. Stick to what works for you.
Down double digits, and we talked about their game plan being both running and passing there. You're right. They're sticking to the game plan, getting the ground game going.
A lot of football left to be played.
On second down, it's Cook. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. To throw is Cousins. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and this shows on the scoreboard.
Pretty good little two-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on third down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
Play number 9 on the drive coming up, and they need 9 yards on third down. From the gun, here's Cousins. And almost picked off. I guess the good news for them now, it's 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
So he had a chance to get him on the board there, but unfortunately that big yellow metallic structure in the back of the end zone, it had other plans.
And that's one where kicker's watching it the whole way saying, oh no, don't hit it. Rats.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
This thrown quickly out to Jones. 50 catches for him now on the year, and he's got a first down.
Down. 60 or.
First down, Lions.
Silver.
Batted at the line and intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. And a great return as they're finally able to take him down. Short throw, pick 6 right there, those linebackers. They love when those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? Reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football and take it in the opposite direction.
This fielded at the 2. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
At their own 22-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They begin the drive with Johnson. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 11 yards there and a Lion first down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack. And guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Back to throw here. That'll be taken in there by Kenny Galladay. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Here's Johnson, and an alley to run. There he goes left side. Touchdown, Detroit. Kerryon Johnson with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Lions are able to extend their lead. And always a good first half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I can get some more. And he'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
Extra point good by Prater. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. And a fair catch signaled for and 10.
First and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Now, they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because...
And that is intercepted by the Pro Bowl corner, Darius Slay. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Lions touchdown.
Partner, what we just saw, that's a great example of a team that was really amped up. They've been playing so well, yet they didn't get overexcited and have a bust on defense and gave up a big play. Instead, they created their own big play with a pick six. This one may be over.
Yeah, it's just the first half, but that lead has swelled to the point where you're wondering if it is over already. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And they gave up the pick six. And now they'll be looking to right the ship here. Now, as a quarterback, are you a little more cautious this go-around?
You should be, just because after what you gave up. But you can't be so cautious as to just really take things in, and now you're not going to pull loose enough to give your team a chance to score. But you still have to be careful because those defensive guys, I know the reputation defense guys can't catch. All evidence to the contrary on that last possession, though.
Give them 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. We'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave them with a 3rd and about 5.
Listen to me.
It's a gain of 2.
Cousins from the gun on 3rd. Flush to his right. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Sometimes it's just not your day. Here's another failure right there on 3rd down.
Sets up 4th down.
Cousins in the offense is going to stay out there. They're going to try on 4th down.
Hey, Ken.
They'll indeed go for it. It's Cousins. And Diggs has it. And he will have the first down as he's brought down up near midfield. And the drive stays in motion with a nice 8-yard pickup on 4th.
First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
A 10th carry in the game for Cook. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
Hey, check motion.
From the 44, Cousins. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked by Tracy Walker. And what a return as he brings this one all the way back to the 25-yard line. We haven't even escaped the first half, and he's already thrown 4 picks.
And Brandon, back in the good old days, probably back before you were born, if your starter threw 4 in the first half, he might throw 8 or more for the game because they weren't going to pull him out. But nowadays, the patience level isn't quite there. He's going to have to make some real adjustments, or the backup may see some time.
Here we go.
The first down carry here for Johnson. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. They'll spot it at the 30, so this is a 40-yard attempt. And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 10 yards, and it's good for a Viking first down. Following the good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Damon Harrison bringing in 341 pounds of power for the sack.
I think we've seen this before. Someone's down 3 scores. That situation there, it's just going to add to their growing frustrations, don't you think?
Yeah, a bad number 3 right now. 3-score game, 3rd quarter, 3 and out, not what they wanted. And you can tell on the sideline, those faces are getting a little bit longer as this one goes. It's a 7-yard pickup. They'll be looking now to 3rd and 6. Working out of the gun, Cousins under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Looks like another empty possession here, partner, and I don't think with 3 scores down in the 3rd quarter, they can truly afford any more the rest of the way.
No, especially the way their offense is sputtering. I think you're exactly right. They got to find some answers quickly. Here's Britton Colquitt now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. Able to spin free. 47-yard punt, a return of 4. And the Lions will take over. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away. Defense, we got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see if the offense gets done.
And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively. Now back to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Everson Griffin in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
That's his second sack of the game, and the best defense.
And they're going to fake it from deep in their own territory. And this is going to come up well short as they stop him on fourth down. A little trickeration there, but it doesn't fool them. And the Vikings, they have the football now in excellent field position. Elsewhere, a third-quarter score from NRG Stadium in Houston. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. Now Cousins. We'll keep you updated on that one as it progresses. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. So second in inches after that first down completion went just shy of the marker. He gets this one into the hands of Dalvin Cook. And he is out of bounds, getting it down to the 10. 4 yards the pickup, first down. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
To throw on 2nd and 6, Cousins. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. Dalvin Cook, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Vikings are able to cut into that deficit. And now they'll empty the backfield here as they elect to go for 2. Here's Cousins. And they're going to get the 2-point conversion, caught in the end zone, and that cuts the lead a bit further. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
The Lions take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And, Charles, you'd have to think this is where you want to start taking some time off the clock.
Oh, definitely, because you got the lead, right? You take a good look up there and you say, okay, what do we need to do here? Well, you're not in full-out protect mode. You want to make sure you run it, throw it safe, take some time off, and eat it up.
He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run and just lost track, and it cost him.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. He'll look to throw. Complete to Bryant. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
That's the end of the third quarter with the score Lions 30, Vikings 14.
Ready. With the fight. You're trapped. He's coming. Double up. Ready.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Driscoll, he'll get this one to Galladay. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
They'll look to throw. And Amendola with a catch. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. First target, first catch, and a 1st down. Back to throw now on 1st down. It's caught by Bryant. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. And they're going to take it all the way down and just take the delay. He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
Following the penalty, it's Johnson. And he'll get 2, maybe 3 up near the 37.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they won't put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. It's complete to Jones. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A big 3rd down pickup of 20 yards.
First down, Lions.
Big hook up there, forced to throw it on 3rd down. The connection's going to keep the drive alive and also keep the clock moving.
Yeah, and from a defensive perspective, didn't get a sack, didn't knock the ball free, didn't break up the pass. The clock keeps running on you. You're in a dire situation now.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 43. They'll drop the throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The sack by big number 98, Linval Joseph.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this. And that'll be intercepted by the Pro Bowl safety Harrison Smith. 2-score game here in the 4th, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar, doesn't it?
It does, and you wonder about their strategy because with a 2-score lead, you would think maybe you're just sitting on it and trying to drain some clock. It's almost like they felt like, hey, we've got a good cushion. We can keep pressing it. It ended up costing them.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown...
It got his man complete. And they finally get him, but not before he reaches the 33-yard line. Charles, you talk so much about quick change plays. There's one right there. You get the turnover, and boom, hit him with a big one.
And defenses plan for this all the time. They work on it in practice. But in the middle of a game, when that quick change takes place, oftentimes guys aren't as focused as they need to be.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Cousins now. Buying time to his left. And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. The defense showing some anger after giving up the big play. This time they'll lose 1 or 2. Now following the sack, they'll come up here on a 2nd down and 12. Throwing, Cousins. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Rasul Douglas picks it. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line. Gosh, you add up last week and this week now, that's 9 interceptions in this 2-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost as if they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line. Everson Griffin racking up sack number 12 for him on the year. So after the sack, here's 2nd and 14. That one looks like he'll throw here. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. And the play clock is going to run out here. They're in no hurry to get a play off. That's going to set them back 5 yards. After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long.
All day, defense, all day, all day.
He'll drop to throw. Going to throw deep for the end zone. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here.
But it's not been the best game for him, but he definitely tried to get by with a little help from his friend there, trying to create a big play.
Couldn't do it, fell incomplete. But you're right, hasn't been a banner game here in the second half, just trying to get going.
Big thing is trying to keep confidence up and continue to fire.
Break. Check Mike 54. Mike 54. Too little, got now.
The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here.
You got three down.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. He's got a man, complete. And here come the whistles and a timeout with 7 seconds left. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. To throw, Cousins. He's going to let it fly. And that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock. He was looking for Adam Thielen there. And that'll bring up 2nd down. From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. One last shot now for Cousins. Now a desperation throw. And this is going to be caught. So it affects the final score, not the outcome, but it is a late touchdown here on the game's final play. The Lions now going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. So now here are the Vikings faced with a big two-point conversion attempt. One final shot. They'll look to throw. In trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12. Well, an interesting finish to this one. They get in the end zone at the end of the game. Then they went for two. It wouldn't have mattered. The game was over, but they didn't get that two-point conversion.
I think trying to get the 2 points, that was for pride for them. But obviously the guys on the other side of the ball had some pride too. They stopped the two-point play, even though, as you noted, it did not matter. So both teams battled to the end.
So for the Lions, it's a 4th win on the year as they move to 4-9. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Minnesota, any slim hopes they had at a playoff berth gone now as they drop to 4-9. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.